Wait till this one they
Never
talk.
watch SALIBA.
You know who be SALIBA? Rolls Royce.
Okay, so I'm not saying SALIBA. I say he's.
I get. He's a contender. You understand? He's a
What?
contender. But I don't see him being in the top 3. That is what me I'm
Okay,
saying.
that's okay.
You understand? Even Partey too. I don't see Partey being in the top 3.
That if Arsenal wins it,
Yes, I don't see them being in the top 3.
on this.
You understand?
All right, welcome back to Nature Football Freedom. My name now Emeka, and today I want to understand your thoughts and gather your opinion down in the comment section below as we bring you good news and big news in the world of sports and football. I am here with Adams of Arsenal.
Call my name with respect.
No shaky, no.
Call my name with respect.
No one.
Repeat, introduce me well. What's wrong with you?
Adams of Arsenal, the man of facts, the man of stats. And let's go back to Emmanuel of Chelsea.
Yeah. Champions League winner here.
Champions League winner. Then Dr. Eke of
A 3-time Champions League winner.
Dr. Eke of
You see how these people, they are just stuck in the past.
they are not stuck.
Make una remain. See, God that remained here. 2 times, abi. Okay, you say the Champions League winner.
A 2-time Champions League
No,
winner.
initially you say the Champions League winner. Okay, a 2-time Champions League winner, a 3-time Champions League winner. Abi,
Go on,
more na dey there.
No shaking.
Nobody dey follow na dragon.
All right, this one is a big one this time because we are bringing you the preview of the weekend games coming. I mean, Chelsea, they play Ipswich, Brentford, they play Arsenal, Newcastle, they play Manchester United. It will be a big weekend because Chelsea, the London clubs, they win, only the Manchester club. I don't know it's happened for me.
Leon, fuck up.
But let's start off with Brentford versus Arsenal. Arsenal were on cloud 9 today, this midweek as a trash European champions, 3-0. Can they afford to use their best players against Brentford, knowing they have Real Madrid at hand and they might have conceived in mind that they've lost the Premier League to Liverpool? I'll open the floor with Adams.
Well, it's very tempting because Liverpool needs 11 points to guarantee the league, like to seal the league.
Yeah.
And they are topping Arsenal with 11 points. You know one thing about Arsenal season, this season in the Premier League is that anytime we Liverpool they drop points, we need to ever capitalize. Do you understand? Liverpool have only lost 2 matches. I think we've lost 3 or so. Yeah. But Liverpool has drawn so many 2-2 draws, 3-3 draws, you understand? And Arsenal know they capitalize. See now, they lost to Fulham. We drew our match. And whenever they drop points, we say we drop point. Now, it is very tempting. I know it is very tempting. Can we still chase the league? Mathematically, it's possible. Do you understand? But personally, who could just leave? See, who could share the trophies for England?
Yeah.
Everybody don't collect one rest. If I no collect local cup, no problem. You see that Champions League? It has never been. It is not in my trophies cabinet. Do you understand? So please, my gaffer, my maestro, the man wey never win trophy but he still get job. Some don't win trophy, some don't get job. Just na fact. You know say na fact.
All right. Let's move to Emma. You see, here the big question for Arsenal match.
Yeah.
So, can they afford to use now their best player against Brentford, knowing that they have, the likes of Saka, Saliba? Are they necessary to play this match when they have a Real Madrid at hand?
You know, their last game they played, because of Madrid match, they wanted to use the small boys in quotes to play the match, and they drew the match against Everton. Now, Brentford is not a small side, but I look the history of Arsenal versus Brentford. Arsenal have the upper hand against Brentford.
Okay.
So, considering the fact that the league is as good as done for everybody, I think they should just leave the boys to handle it for this match, and then they need full fitness for Madrid game because Bernabeu is going to be something else. That's what I feel.
Okay, Dr. Eke, what do you think?
Okay, for Arsenal game against Brentford, Brentford has always been a stubborn side. No matter how for the form where Arsenal they on now, but I think they should prioritize playing the Champions League, like the rematch at the Brentford Stadium. Because coming into this game, if they want to risk players, I don't see the need of risking any player. You understand that kind of thing? The likes of Saliba, you need to keep them fit.
Yeah.
Saliba, even Saka got a knock against Madrid, so
Yes.
I think he should be rested. If not, if the injury never even
No, it was nothing.
it was a knock, but at least that rest is needed so that maybe the one warm up, maybe 70 something minutes he enters warm your legs. So this game would be either a lose for Arsenal or a win, but Arsenal should just feel like they just have to sacrifice.
Lose for Arsenal.
I mean, like they can lose or they draw.
We can win or we can draw.
So now,
Losing is not an option.
It's not an option. We don't
So
lose.
for
We are not
Arsenal
Manchester United. We don't lose.
they need to prioritize playing the Champions League game.
Oh, no.
Understand? Like that should be their focus because anything can happen at the Brentford Stadium.
Okay.
Like if they like this time, Madrid score you to pressure don't enter your body. Understand? So I feel this game should not be Arsenal priority. The priority should be the return match at the
All right, let's cap this Arsenal preview with this big question. If Arsenal wins the Champions League, who wins the Ballon d'Or? Arsenal wins the Champions League, Barcelona wins.
He knows the Ballon d'Or now.
It's a big question. Listen, if
Okay.
Arsenal wins the Champions League, I'm asking this question because no consistent player have been there for Arsenal, only SALIBA. For me, that's how I feel. But if Arsenal wins the Champions League, we know that Ballon d'Or mostly comes from who wins the Champions League. Who stands a chance worldwide to win Ballon d'Or?
I don't think if Arsenal win the Champions League, no Arsenal player will be top 3 on the podium.
Okay.
No Arsenal player.
Okay.
Because this new format of Ballon d'Or, the voting system, I think after they voted now, they showed the points, the criteria, and all those things, you understand? And the Arsenal don't get this, how will I put it? We don't have a player this season.
Brilliance.
You understand? We don't have a player this season that, how will I put it? The only player that I will, okay, if I were to nominate is Thomas Partey. Because Thomas Partey has been Arsenal's best player this season. That's what I'm saying. Now they tell you, say, we don't get that player. I don't know how you put down. You know how the Vinicius, they appeal to you.
Material,
You understand? We don't have it now, right now, because we are playing as a team. Do you understand? So we don't have that player that for 5 matches, maybe out of 10 matches, 5-6 matches, he will shine.
You understand?
That's what I'm saying. Arsenal player will not be.
I'm not calling Arsenal player. I say worldwide. Who is your nomination?
Okay. In that case, let me see. I can't give Vinicius
You can't give Vinicius. Now, I want you to know where the question is going.
because sorry to say,
out.
no. Apart from them being out, last season, Rodri was well deserved. If I were to vote, I would have voted Rodri. You understand? So Vinicius is even poor this season than last season. Do you understand? So Vinicius is out of the question.
Emma, fast.
For me personally, I think that you go to a player in Barcelona, Lewandowski or Rafinha, or even Yamal, because they've been wonderful. Personally, if Barca will be able to win La Liga and I think Copa del Rey also, they are front runners. I will not also write off Inter Milan because in the Serie A, I think they are in 2 competitions fighting for the league or something. So Lautaro Martinez is also a big case. But for me personally, I think that Lewandowski deserves the Ballon d'Or.
That Lewandowski, because actually he was robbed of this Ballon d'Or in 2020. So I feel he should have a shot, and Rafinha is having a good season.
A great season.
And if PSG reach the final, I'm looking at Dembele having a shout. Because Dembele is also having a good season.
You're not getting the question. I
Like
say, if Arsenal wins the Champions League,
Okay.
who wins the Ballon d'Or?
It's not certain for now, but it goes to a Barcelona player.
Okay.
Yes.
Why I disagree with all of you personally?
Okay.
Is there was a debate that came on about this. How did they judge Ballon d'Or winners?
Okay.
Now, that debate came up. People said it's by goals.
Okay.
Now, You don't judge a Ballon d'Or winner by goals because Modric won it by his contribution in the team, not as the highest goal scorer, not even as the highest assist. He was the finalist then in Euros, right?
No, World Cup.
World Cup rather, and then Real Madrid won the Champions League.
Yeah.
If Arsenal wins the Ballon, the Champions League, the context with which this question was thrown was there is no consistent Arsenal player this season, except for Saliba and Thomas Partey that did not go to injury. For me, my own opinion, if they are going to judge or pick a player from Arsenal, they have to look at the stats of Saliba, his interception, his passing. You will start seeing that those stats will start coming to play. You will not even know. They'll start bringing those stats.
That's true.
His interception, his defensive contribution, because now Gabriel Magalhaes is out. And Saliba did not even go to injury this season. For me, I won't call Saka, I won't call Havertz, I won't call those players. Saliba has been and Thomas Partey. So he has to be in the first four. The Lewandowski them will be there. The Lautaro Martinez them will be there. But you cannot write off Saliba.
No, we are speaking based on what
if
you
Arsenal wins the Ballon d'Or.
The thing is, like I said, I don't think an Arsenal player will be in the top 3 podium. I'm not saying they won't be rated. No, understand me.
Okay.
Top 3, first, second, third.
That means Ballon d'Or na they prioritize league winning over Champions League. Is that how they choose Ballon d'Or?
No. See,
Country.
see.
For Ballon d'Or, you need to know that when it comes to voting for Ballon d'Or, there are two people involved: the coach and the captain of the team. Now, the coach and the captain of the team,
Yes.
they and journalists too. They are looking at players that have been consistent on a very good basis. You understand? Now,
That's throughout that season.
Exactly. People now are at the forefront of these things. There are people that we are seeing consistently, like Dembele that you mentioned.
Let me
Now,
tell you.
these people, they already have this type of players in their mind already. That, so Arsenal now, if they win the Champions League, they do not have that 1, 2, 3 players.
No, they are Saliba there.
No.
Oh boy,
I get.
oh boy,
Emeka.
oh boy, it go
Emeka.
shock you.
Emeka.
Nobody expected Modric. See,
Emeka.
this thing is beyond what you
That
feel as
the season that
See.
Modric won the this thing,
Man.
there was no outstanding player like
Exactly.
No,
there was no player
thank you.
on a very good form.
Good form, and you know
That's
give
why
assist.
he was.
He was there.
That's why-
get you.
But now
You not go see him, and nobody even saw Modric coming.
No, see. I get.
Do you know? Wait,
I get.
do you know that you will talk? Sorry for the. Let me
Okay.
just give you
Okay.
2 seconds of the Emma. Do you know there is a defensive start for defenders?
Yes.
And there is an offensive
You need to
start.
know that this Saliba you are talking about.
When you put all these things into factor.
There's
You
one-
forget how many matches when Saliba dey no
There's
concede.
one thing all of you are forgetting.
When last did a defender win the Ballon d'Or?
There's
It's
one-
been long.
There's one
It's been long. Does it write it off?
No, it doesn't. But there's
Hey!
one thing everybody's forgetting. There's one thing about Ballon d'Or, a major criteria: flair.
Okay.
There are players that are appealing,
Yeah. And Saliba is
favorites,
not that player.
not favorite to win the Ballon d'Or. That's not what I'm saying. Like everybody favorites player, players.
If-
You understand? As it is now, Yamal, Rafinha. You see these two guys,
The front three of Barca.
even if I will not count Lewandowski yet. In terms of flair, everybody's favorite. Whether you're a Manchester United fan, you're a PSG fan, you understand? You're a PSG player, you're a Madrid player, you're a, whatever club you support or whatever club you play for, you mention Lamar or Rafinha. That flair and that team, and waiting Ballon d'Or, they like sell.
And one thing I want to tell you, Emeka,
Mm.
is that this Saliba is not having a very good scoring season as the previous
Saliba
season.
is not a good scorer.
But I'm just saying,
See,
but the
in terms of
previous season, he was doing
I
well.
know Saliba. No, see, Gabriel has always been. Gabriel, I think, is in the Arsenal all-time defensive goal scorer. Yeah, I think he's third on the list now. Koscielny is the number 1 on that list. I know he's the number 1. You understand? I think Gabriel now is third or second in that list. You understand? A few goals, then you overtake. No, Koscielny, that French guy. You understand? Saliba, see, what Emeka is saying is that yes, you're very correct.
Playing ability.
Wetin this one dey
You
talk?
never watch Saliba.
You know who be Saliba? Rolls Royce.
Okay, so
I'm not saying SALIBA. I say he's.
I
For me, I
get.
feel
He's a contender. You understand? He's a contender. But I don't see him being in the top 3. That is what me I'm saying.
Okay, that's okay.
You understand? Even Partey too. I don't see Partey being in the top 3.
That if Arsenal wins it,
yes, I don't see them being in the top 3. You understand? But it's not a matter of
what I have to say is that when he says he doesn't see him personally, I feel like when it comes to these players that they are not the people's people, you understand?
The people's favorite.
The people's favorites. Like somebody like Rodri, you know him for something, you know him for a trademark. There is something that when it happens, you say, Now Rodri be that. We don't have that thing for Thomas Partey and Saliba.
No, we have for Saliba.
We don't.
No, we do.
What do we have?
We do.
What is that?
Now why did they call her Rolls Royce now?
What is that now?
Now a calmness. You know, they understand. No matter the pressure you give that guy, he's always calm.
So are you saying that they have not?
They know they beat him.
There has been matches that Saliba fumbled.
See, even Rodri.
You can count them.
You're not getting what I'm saying.
No player has. There is no player that does not have 1 or 2 off-day matches. You cannot be 100% in football.
All right. Let's cap off this session. Viewers, I don't know. This is a controversial one. If Arsenal wins the Champions League, is there any Arsenal player in contention for the Ballon d'Or? Is there any Arsenal player in contention? Drop your opinion in the comment section. Let us get your opinion. So let's move on to preferred lineup. Sharp. Preferred lineup for Arsenal. Since there was a big question, I know I expect Arteta to use the best player, but as an Arsenal fan, you and Dr. Ike will not give preferred and Sharp better. Who you say Arteta supposed to start this match?
Well, in goal, Raya.
Okay.
Raya in goal because he need that clean sheet. I think that's win him again. You understand? Raya in goal. Right back Ben White, of course. Central back. What's the get one boy for academy we they use? I don't know his name, but an academy player. You understand? Pair him with Kiwo. Yeah, no, pair him with Kiwo. Kiwo needs pair him with Kiwo. He needs that game time. Then left back, we have options now. There's Zinchenko, there's Thierry. You understand? Left back. Then in midfield, Jorginho. You understand? Play Jorginho in midfield. Play what's it called? What's his name? Wait till this guy name. No, not Trossard. Trossard go play wing. Sterling for the front is Sterling, Trossard and Nwanyeri. Now we know that one already. Merino. Play Merino for midfield. I need Merino, Jorginho and who go fill in the remaining sides? No.
Odegaard.
If we play Odegaard.
All right.
Yes.
Dr. Ike. What did you say?
I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I think I should go with his lineup. Yeah,
good.
Because they need to rest players. They need to rest players.
Oh yeah. Scoreline prediction for Arsenal.
No talk rubbish.
With Brentford.
Arsenal versus Brentford. I feel
considering the fact that
Brentford will win the game.
Because Arsenal will rest players now.
And I go for a 2 or 3-1.
No,
a 2-1 win for Brentford.
I think I'll go for a 2-1 win for Arsenal.
Arsenal, even as a rest player.
Yeah, I don't think Brentford are that good. Chelsea were not playing them football, but I feel like Arsenal should.
Well, you know Arsenal will play football. We always play football. I like that.
All right.
2-0 to Arsenal.
All right.